Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. I don't know this guy, but he looks like a funny guy with abs, a rare thing. You never see that.
Abs and a tan. I just got spray tanned yesterday.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Do you do that?
Yeah, I need a little glow every once in a while.
Yeah, I got to get into that. It helps to have muscle tone. But Sebastian Maniscalco is here, and you're a busy guy, man. You're hosting stuff. Are you on the road a lot?
Doing a lot of road this year. Last 2 years, been doing a lot of road. And in between the road and whatnot, me and Pete Corielli, who's been on the show before.
I love Pete, man. And Pete, I've worked with. He's great.
Yeah. We have a little podcast that we do.
Oh, you do? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So we've been doing that for about a year. And
where out of? New York City?
We Skype it in.
Right.
We do a Skype podcast,
now,
which I didn't think was possible.
Where do you live?
I live in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay, yeah. And he's upstate New York now,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, he's living in like the boonies.
No, Corielli's a guy. I did a couple of road gigs with him, and we would bitch about the traffic in New York. And then I see him like 2 years later. And he goes, "I'm living in Buffalo." I'm like, "God, you really hated it." Yeah. Buffalo is a move, but you could get like an 18-bedroom house for 40 grand.
Yeah, no, he's got a beautiful home up there. Yeah, but he's texting me pictures of like he's sitting at a stoplight and there's like a horse and carriage. I'm like, where are you living?
Outside of Buffalo.
Outside of Buffalo.
Yeah, a lot of cities are like that. Like, you don't realize how spoiled. Where are you from originally?
Chicago.
Okay, I can tell you got the Chicago thing going. That's as good as city gets, except for the winter when it's unbearable. But yeah. In the summertime, Chicago is just the greatest town, man.
I love Chicago.
It really is underrated by New Yorkers. We love to mock it, but I love it there. And I just did that. What was the name of that theater I played, Danny? Park West?
Park West.
Oh, yeah.
What a cool place.
Nice place.
And so many funny people come out of Chicago. But how old were you when you went out to L.A.? When did you make that
I
move?
was 24. I graduated school. I worked at United Airlines Employees Credit Union as a data entry. This is with a 4.5-year college degree. I ended up doing data entry at United and then working at night as a waiter. So I saved up some money and then I came out to L.A.
Guys are from Chicago. Boston's like that too, but Chicago too. They always got something on the side. There's always something they're working on the side. Like, like I still got the job at the airport, but of course I'll deal some toot every once in a while. And you're afraid of them because like, oh my God. But are you connected back there? You're not in the mafia.
Listen, if I was, I wouldn't tell you. All right?
Just checking.
If I'm working if I'm working at United as a data entry operator, there's no way I'm connected. Okay?
I don't know, maybe there's a scam they got going on. Maybe it's like the Lufthansa heist. You never know.
No.
But you like L.A.? Was it hard to like sort of adjust to it?
It was hard for me. For 3 or 4 years, it was tough to get into the flow. I got a job working at the Four Seasons Hotel as a waiter, and it took a while to make some friends. But once you kind of find your groove in Los Angeles, get a nice group of people, it's really a great town to live.
I've dated a few chicks I met at the Four Seasons, and they always break up with you the same exact way. A chick you meet, they say this. They go, "That'll be $4 grand." Oh, hey. But Four Seasons. That's what I would do if I was going out to LA trying to adjust. If you got to get a waitering job, do it at a cool place.
That's what I said.
You know what I mean? The Four Seasons is like you go there, it's pleasant, you're in a good mood and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And whores.
Yeah, a lot of those.
Can't swing a dead cat without hitting an expensive. Well, maybe that's changed. So now how long you do that for?
I did that 1998 to 2005.
Right.
So I did that at night.
Paid your dues out there,
Paid my dues, did the waiting tables thing. But I came out there to do stand-up. And nothing was kind of going to get in my way of that.
Right.
Even when I was working, I would take my break and I would run to the Comedy Store, do a set, and then come back.
You got to hustle, man.
You got to hustle in this job, or in this profession. And I said, I came out to do this, and nothing's going to kind of stop me. So
good for you.
Yeah, it kind of worked out.
So what led to you're working on a pilot now?
Yeah.
And is this your first pilot?
Yeah, this is my first foray into TV.
You have a deal?
How's that work?
Yeah, I had a deal with Sony TV, and NBC bought the script.
Right.
So right now we're in the early stages.
Did you write it or co-write the script?
Yeah. Well, Dan Kopelman is writing the script.
Okay,
with me.
I've heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah, and great guy. Kind of gets my point of view. And we're handing it in now to NBC. NBC reads it. They give us notes. And at the end of this thing, hopefully they'll order a pilot. And then when they do the pilot, hopefully they'll order it to series.
Yeah.
But I'm just excited to be involved in the process. If it gets picked up, it gets picked up.
I've had 4 pilot deals in my life. Which means I added it up recently. I cost show business $2.5 million. Bought me 3 condos. Never shot a page of dialogue. You know what it is? It's a good experience though sometimes. You know, to learn how the business works because you think it's a money laundering operation.
Yeah.
Like they don't seem to pay attention to you, but they're paying you. Like, do you like the executives you're working with?
Yeah, no, I mean, everything up to this point, you know, I hear these horror stories or whatnot. A lot of people get involved, they change you, this and that. Up till now, I haven't said anything like this is not what I wanted. This is up till now, it's going great. So
you know what happens is a lot of times you find out they have a deal with other celebrities that they try to push the last second onto your pilot.
Oh, is that what I'm
looking for? Well, what happens? Like this happened to me once. We're all ready to cast it. They're happy with it and everything. And out of nowhere, I get a call from my agent. Great news. What do you think about your wife being Left Eye Lopez?
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, what do you mean, the singer?
Yeah, she was with Andre Rison.
They had a deal with her.
So what do you go, no, I'm not good with that? Or do you go, yeah, sounds great, bring her in?
Being Italian from Jersey, I called up and I ordered her killed. In the car. I cut the brakes in her car. No, she died actually 2 months later.
Oh, wow.
So I got out of that.
I played with Andre Rison.
You did?
One of my favorite teammates ever. And he forgave her. He loved her.
If a woman burnt down your house, Sebastian, would you forgive her?
Absolutely.
I guess she was trying to burn clothes in his tub. And
no, well, that's the story. Yeah,
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, and Richard Pryor was lighting a cigarette. We've heard it all. Yeah, and I was drunk and I wanted to see how my stomach tasted. We've all heard it. But no, you got to be careful. Like sometimes because Fox turned down the first deal I had was literally. I was part of the problem, not the solution. My deal was 750 G's, like 1998, because the King of Queens just happened, and they think there's any fat guy in a uniform, like they said, put Artie in the UPS thing, we got a hit. Not knowing that I'm not as talented as Kevin James, they couldn't do it. So I had this big deal. I get a check for $250,000. My mother's holding, going, what do you have to do for this money? I'm like, I don't know what I got. I got to put on a UPS outfit, I think. And they say to me, okay, can you work Kathy Ireland into this? And I'm like, how realistic is that? I mean, people don't believe Leah Remini with him. Like, I'm going to Kathy Ireland. Yeah. So at the end, I got so frustrated. I just said, what if it's me and Kathy Ireland were married and, I'm tired of banging her. And I start to have sex with her supermodel friends as a joke. And they said, that's fantastic.
Oh, God.
And I almost sold that show.
Wow.
And at the end, I got all the money because they couldn't come up with anything. And you feel dirty because you feel like you ripped them off. But it's a different time now. You know what I mean? Like they want you to be on with it. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't reached the point where they're calling me and saying, what do you think of so-and-so as?
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe that's to come.
Do you have, what are you playing it? Like, what is it?
It's me. It's an autobiographical pilot, 3-camera.
Are you like at the Four Seasons type thing? Or?
No, I'm running a pizzeria in Chicago, flipping pizzas, a family business.
Right.
Loosely based on my life. I moved in with my girlfriend 10 years younger.
Just, by the way, you have a stunning other half here.
Oh, thank you very much.
Gorgeous woman.
Yeah,
gorgeous.
That's my wife.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's loosely based on her, and she's from the South. She's very open to people, loves people.
I have the same thing. I'm marrying a wasp.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
And what, very trusting? She's very trusting of people.
Well, all my ex-girlfriends sounded like Dice Clay.
Oh, is that?
I'm not kidding. They were pretty, but when they got married, they go, you fat bastard. Yeah, but I like that contrast. That contrast is fun.
Yeah.
And for a sitcom, it'd be good too, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a fun to play in real life, and I think it really works on the page. So
at the end of the day, it's all about the writers, man. You got to get good writers. And if you got good writers, and you're a funny guy, any scenario will work. We got to take a break. Believe me, this formula took a long time.
Took a long time.
And Mike Boschetti, I Googled comedians uglier and fatter than Artie Lange. I got one hit. The other two were dead. All right, we're gonna come back And we'll talk more with Sebastian. I want to talk more about the Skype thing and the podcasting, how that works. I've done a few podcasts, and I'm wondering. I just want to goof on Pete living in Buffalo.
Oh yeah, no, we've got a lot of stories.
Buffalo is one of the only cities where you can have an inside above ground pool. I saw that in Buffalo once, and be proud of it. Back with more Sebastian Maniscalco after this.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.